So, Miraculous Tales of Shadybug and Claw Noir Paris Special was released not too long ago, and it brought us a whirlwind adventure that left us all on the edge of our seats. From jaw-dropping action sequences to surprising character developments, this special had it all. Dare I say, one of the best episodes Miraculous has ever produced. Up there with emotion and origins. And guess what? I've got an in-depth analysis just for you. Now, when I wrote the script for this video essay, it turned out to be 10 pages long, which is about 40 minutes. So I decided the best thing to do was to split the video into separate vids. One video focusing solely on Adrien, another vid focusing on Marinette, and the third video on what makes the reverse special so good from a writer's standpoint. So in today's video, brought to you by the one and only, your girl, the cartoon hotspot, we're going to be diving deep into the character development Adrien Agreste undergoes in the reverse special. Usually, Adrien gets the short end of the stick, but this special did him justice. You just kind of have to pretend that the season 5 finale doesn't exist. And yes, I'm still salty about that. What about it? If you're interested in my thoughts, then stick around, give this video a thumbs up, and for new viewers, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button for post notifications. But before we jump into today's content, I want to address a crucial matter. The situations in Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, and every country undergoing genocide and colonization demands our attention, especially considering the significant humanitarian concerns. The people of these countries are facing immense challenges, and using our platforms to speak up, regardless of how many followers you have, is crucial. As individuals with the privilege of having social media, we can amplify voices, spread awareness, and contribute to the dialogue surrounding these issues. It's disheartening to see some figures, including members of the Miraculous crew and cast, taking positions that may perpetuate harm. However, I'm committed to using my channel and platform to advocate for justice and human rights. We have to stand against any form of oppression and speak up for those who are voiceless. In the description box below, you'll find links to reliable organizations actively involved in providing humanitarian aid in the regions. Please educate yourself on the situations, share information on your social media platforms. Don't just stay silent because it doesn't personally affect you. You have a voice, so please use it, and let's collectively work towards a more just world. Your support matters, and together we can make a difference. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this. Let's dive into today's video, and don't forget to check out the links below to support the causes. Without further ado, let's begin. So I'm not really going to summarize the episode like I usually do. I'd rather just jump straight into the analysis, but all you need to know about the episode for the uninitiated is that there's a parallel universe where everything is reversed, including the holders of Ladybug and the Black Cat Miraculous. These holders are parallel versions of Adrien and Marinette, named Shadybug and Claw Noir, who use their powers for evil purposes rather than for good. They appear in Paris with the intention of obtaining the Butterfly Miraculous, and it's up to Ladybug and Cat Noir to stop them and show them that they can be good. Straight away, that's a great premise. Let's talk about Adrien's character development. At the beginning of the episode, Adrien grapples with the weight of his powers, describing them as burdensome, after he had just cataclysmed Monarch in the previous episode, Destruction. Now, why is this important? Well, being the Black Cat holder means being responsible for handling such a destructive power. It's not a task that should be taken lightly, and it's exactly why Adrien is the perfect Black Cat holder, because he understands the weight that comes with it, thus he handles his power with care and compassion. I have an entire video breaking down Adrien's character, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave a link down in the description box below. So by cataclysming Monarch, this stirred conflicting emotions within Adrien because he had never used his powers to harm someone, even if that person is a villain. After all, there is a person beneath that mask. The crux of Adrien's development occurs when he encounters a parallel version of himself. This alternate Adrien is depicted as more ruthless and unhesitant in wielding his powers, showcasing a stark contrast to the Adrien we are familiar with. This encounter serves as a catalyst for self-reflection, prompting Adrien to confront the potential darkness within himself and the consequences of unrestrained power. Adrien's journey in this special episode becomes an exploration of the fine line between responsibility and the allure of unrestrained power. The juxtaposition of his initial reluctance to embrace his abilities and the counter with his more ruthless counterpart underscores the internal struggle Adrien faces in finding a balance between heroism and the potential dark allure of his powers. Sometimes being a hero involves making some questionable and morally grey decisions, and although Adrien didn't cataclysm Monarch by choice, he learned not to be afraid of his power. The fact remains that when you're handling such destructive energy, the likelihood of people getting hurt is quite high, and you just kinda have to accept that. There's a dark side to everything, including being a hero. But it doesn't stop there. This special also gave us a brilliant and heartfelt scene where Adrien and Parallel Adrien just talk. That's literally it. They just talk. And if you watched my review video on the season 5 finale and why it was such a letdown, I mentioned how Adrien is such a dynamic character as the conflict is centered around him and his family, that he adds not only action, but he carries the emotional stakes as well. Here in this scene, the two Adriens talk about their mother's death and how it impacted them. Oftentimes, we don't need a killer fight scene because a scene where characters have a heartfelt conversation is more impactful. The revelation that the Parallel Adrien also experienced the death of his mother adds a layer of depth to the narrative. It suggests that despite similar traumatic experiences, the two Adriens have taken divergent paths in coping with their pain. And this duality highlights the impact of personal choices and coping mechanisms on character development. Our Adrien became a hero and found freedom and life within that. Parallel Adrien became a villain and found solace in newfound power. His choice to embrace villainy is a means to regain control. The allure of power, particularly within the miraculous, became a form of escapism for him, a way to escape the crushing weight of loss and vulnerability. When you lose a loved one or experience anything traumatic for that matter, you don't often have control in that situation and you're quite powerless. The choices we make, good and or bad, help us establish control in a world that is uncertain and leaves us vulnerable. This narrative choice not only humanizes Parallel Adrien, but also introduces a layer of empathy as the audience is made fully aware of the lengths someone can go to numb their pain. The transformation from a grieving son to a formidable antagonist underlines the profound impact of trauma and the quest for strength in the face of vulnerability. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The most impactful antagonists, in my opinion, are the ones who are humanized. Humanized antagonists often exist in moral gray areas. They may have understandable reasons for their actions, blurring the lines between right and wrong, and this moral ambiguity forces the audience to question their own beliefs and values, fostering a deeper engagement with the narrative. They reflect the reality that people are not purely good or purely evil, and just like real individuals, they possess flaws, vulnerabilities, and moments of strength. This realistic characterization makes the story more authentic and resonant. But what's even more amazing about this scene is that Adrien also lays bare the emotional complexity surrounding the loss of his mother. He tells Parallel Adrien that at the back of his mind, he has thought about using the miraculous to make a wish and bring back his mum. In other words, Adrien is willing to be vulnerable and honest with himself without feeling guilty at the fact that he has considered using the miraculous for selfish purposes. And that's completely okay. He's human after all.
Of course I thought about it, but everything comes at a price. If my mother came back... Our mother! In order to bring our mother back, someone else would have to lose theirs. And that I can't wish on anyone.
This entire conversation speaks volumes about Adrien's character. It's a literal and metaphorical conversation with himself. Adrien confronts the emotional turmoil that often lies beneath his calm and composed exterior. And by having an honest conversation with his parallel counterpart, he allowed himself to acknowledge and embrace the depth of his own grief. Adrien also says that despite the lingering pain, he has found solace and companionship through the support of his friends. This revelation underscores the importance of friendship and emotional connections in Adrien's life. This portrays how Adrien, despite the weight of his responsibilities and the burdensome nature of his powers, has cultivated a support system that helps him navigate the complexities of his emotions. The theme of camaraderie becomes a vital element in Adrien's character development, demonstrating that even in the face of personal loss, he has chosen not to isolate himself, but rather draw strength from the bonds he has forged.
I managed to go on living, trying to be happy as she wanted me to. I have my friends to comfort me. I'm okay now. I'm as well as I can be anyway. Only you can decide not to be alone.
And I honestly think this is a great full circle moment. However, having said all of this and spent the entire video praising the reverse special, there's just one problem, and you guys probably saw it coming. The reverse special is proof that Miraculous Ladybug is capable of producing some quality content. However, my only complaint is, of course, where the special is placed. The fact that the Paris special is not addressed or integrated into the storyline over the course of season 5 further highlights its disconnect from the core narrative. When a special episode or event does not have any follow-up or impact on the subsequent episodes within the same season, it can leave viewers feeling that the special was somewhat inconsequential in the larger scheme of the series. I know I definitely felt that way, so I'm guessing some of you guys may have felt that way too. All of this character development was great, but guess what? Adrien still ended up getting completely removed from the finale, and by extension, the Agreste family arc. In this context, it might have been more effective to either weave in the special events into the ongoing narrative or place it at a point in the series where it could have more relevance and lasting consequences. The absence of any reference to the special throughout season 5 contributes to a sense of discontinuity within the show's storytelling. In storytelling, it's important for special episodes or events to have a meaningful impact on the broader plot, and when they don't, it can leave the audience wondering about their significance within the series. Therefore, the decision to place a special that may not have a major impact on the plot at the beginning of a season and the exclusion of a key character in the finale might be seen as a missed opportunity to weave a more cohesive and engaging narrative. But hey, whatever. I enjoyed the Reverse special episode for what it was, so yeah. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My next video will be focused on Marinette's character development in the Reverse special, so keep an eye out for that. As always, I'm interested in your thoughts. What did you think of Adrien's development in this special? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you again next time.